to the video. Before we begin, if not already, please take a moment to subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot. And click the bell icon to receive notifications when I upload. Comment your little heart out. And most of all, please enjoy. Now back to the video. The idea of computer viruses were still high on people's minds in 1999. The looming Y2K problem brought its own hysteria. Computer viruses made people nervous, helpless, and willing to fork over lots of money for antivirus software. Norton, stop trying to sell me more services, damn it, and just scan my shit. So of course the idea of computer viruses being somewhat alien to us was kind of a natural stretch. But what if that virus actually was alien? What if the virus was us all along? This is Virus. Titles by Atari. The movie opens with Russian cosmonauts up in orbit doing space stuff, I don't know, talking to Russian scientists on a ship down below. Scientists, comrade. The cosmonauts spot a glowing energy blob headed right for them. Is that Phoenix Force? Shit, we're an X-Men Dark Phoenix. No, now we're in Fantastic Four. Whatever hit the cosmonauts travels down to the ship wirelessly and all hell breaks loose. Every surge protector blown. 7 days later, in the middle of a typhoon, we join our heroes on board the Sea Star, bravely towing a salvaged ship. I'm pretty sure that's not a proper towing rig for open ocean, much less in a storm, I guess. I don't know how it works, but apparently there's a lot of money in it. There's more than a couple of video games based on this. The weather's so bad, the pilot is drinking, so you may as well go out buzzed. The boss is Everton, played by Donald Sutherland. But this is his salvage, and he's determined to claim it at all costs. Those student loans are insane, aren't they? On his crew is Kit Foster, played by Jamie Lee Curtis. I hope we get some good screaming. Their own tugboat is damaged and taking on water. Not something you want to do on a boat. William Baldwin is Steve, and he's ready to release the load. Giggity. Everton is against that. There's money at stake.
Well, that's a chance I'll take.
Those student loans. Everton even pulls a gun on him. Ooh, never point a gun at a Baldwin. They'll get you.
You ever put a gun in my face again?
You'll what?
Award-winning dialogue here.
You figure it out.
The ship they were salvaging breaks free and breaks apart anyway, so those student loans will have to wait. Their boat isn't doing much better, and I'm sure Everton doesn't have the money to pay to fix it. But as a consolation prize, they find another ship nearby. Just pray that it's abandoned. But guess which ship it is? But they better tell the captain quick. He's about to take the Hemingway out. If you know, you know. They get to the mystery ship, and it's a lot quieter than it was when we last saw it. They get on, and of course it's deserted. It's a lot less sparky now. It's deserted, which means salvage. And this ship looks a lot more expensive than the last one. It's dark, it's a mess, there's no power, some signs of a struggle. Okay, blood everywhere, that's not a great sign. It may as well be filled with sacks of gold with dollar signs on them, because even Everton sees profit in this. This really brightens up the captain's day, who a few minutes ago was ready to, They turn on the power, and we get glimpses of robotic activity all over the ship. Whatever was deprived of power is now awake, and is enjoying the company of people again, and make sure they stick around by dropping an anchor. So now the rest of the crew have to stay on the bigger ship. Does this remind you of anything? There's more little robots scurrying around, watching the tug crew. And one crewman tries to follow the little robo-critter and gets snatched. For a research and science vessel, it's got a lot of missiles. They also find a rigged ejection seat. Like anyone's going to use that in Act 3.
No, you take this.
They find a survivor who comes out shooting, but one Baldwin later and it's over.
And I thought like the butler always did it.
She did?
No, I'm not my brother. Even with a single surviving crewman, they cannot salvage the ship. Unless, and you can kind of see Everton thinking about it. We saw Nadia in the beginning. She's played by Joanna Pacula. Pacula. Joanna Pacula. Like Dracula. Pacula. Spending way too much time on this. And boy, does she have a story to tell. The alien energy ran rampant through the ship, killing most of the crew and building robot slaves out of their bodies combined with whatever was laying around. The rest of the crew bailed and probably died in the storm. An alien energy taking over machines to kill the human population. Where have I seen that before?
I'm gonna scare the hell out of you.
The alien had to go through their computers to learn how to kill humans, and it's the easiest way to get on an FBI watch list. Two of the crew find a little robot Build-A-Bear. They're a little hostile, but they're still kind of cute. They insist on screwing around, and then they find out. They come across a robotic cyborg corpse that tries to kill them. Okay, if you've seen the movie Moontrap, this might look familiar. For some reason, they bring back the hopefully dead robot back with them to show off. Turns out it was once the body of Nadia's husband. The alien intelligence, energy, whatever, did this to a lot of the crew, turning them into robots. And they have the added benefit of being really hard to kill and really hard to look at. But nice of them to leave on personal identifiers like wedding rings. It really messes with survivor morale. And the ship is tossed around like a bathtub toy. Something comforting about movie models, isn't there? You just have to respect the effort and the artistry that goes into practical models. You can tell this is a smaller scale ship in obviously smaller scale water, but it still looks pretty damn good. I'm willing to suspend my disbelief and see it because it's still a real object on real water.
This brain is still alive.
The dead robot takes a chance to go John Carpenter on everyone.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
And even this is kind of familiar. One of their crew gets turned into, this.
Resistance is futile.
And he's got a big new friend. They met in the slammer. They lose another crewman. Can't say I saw that coming. They trap themselves in the communications room, but there's no outgoing calls.
He's going to claim salvage on this vessel.
Everton is still talking about salvaging this ship. Did he forget about the survivor? And way to focus on the alien death machines trying to kill you all. I know, student loans. Since the alien intelligence is on the computer, they can communicate. Hey, how are you? LOL. The aliens are not impressed with mankind. I mean, who would be, really? It considers humans a virus and therefore needs to be eradicated. Mankind is a disease, they're Stallone. They even alien-splain the definition of virus.
Species is destructive, invasive, noxious, harmful to the body of the whole.
We get it, E.T., we suck. Sheesh.
You coming?
You hit a superior officer, Foster.
But Everton's too butthurt to go with them. They pretty much just kick him out of their little group. So he stays behind and he tries to broker a deal of his own with the alien. And like a job interview, he oversells himself. He's the dominant life form. Okay, pal. Okay. Everton meets with his new masters.
How can I be of assistance to you?
I don't get his thinking here.
Help me to survive.
The rest figure out the alien is steering the ship towards an inhabited island with really good Wi-Fi, so it can spread to the rest of the world. And that would be bad. Locutus of Everton shows up. I get the feeling someone didn't think this through.
You don't recognize me.
He went from the dominant life form to a submissive in record time. The aliens even swapped out his torso with one a little more buff. It's gotta sting a little, right?
Get down!
Their new plan is to blow up the ship, so they start dumping fuel into the hold and planting bombs all over the place. Before they can execute the plan, a big boy bursts in and starts pummeling them. Foster gets knocked into the fuel and gets jammed up by a bunch of dead bodies floating in the fuel. Neck deep in liquid and accosted by corpses. Where have I seen that? The big guy grabs Foster and takes her away for questioning. No, really, he takes her for questioning. He wants to know where the detonators are.
Where is the detonator?
Where are my detonators?
Do you speak English? You are not of this world.
Look, you!
No.
The rest of the gang busts her out. Richie dies, but not before telling Steve about his escape plan. Remember that ejection seat? The alien finds a detonator and breaks it. And it would suck if that's what actually triggered the bombs. Nadia sacrifices herself so Foster may live. Yippee-ki-yay, Mother Russia!
Come on, we're gonna get out of here!
They get on that rigged ejector seat, which will be towed by a missile. A missile launched from a communications ship. I think someone's really trying to pull a fast one on maritime law. And they bail out just as the machine gets in. He's like, hey, what's this thing? And as a final FU, the ejector seat was rigged with a bunch of bombs. So when they were far enough, the pins get pulled and the ship blows up. Such a nice model, too. We need one more fright beat, so Foster has a nightmare before waking up during their own rescue. And that was Virus. The characters are as one-dimensional as they come and lack any depth. I could not care less about them. Everton got more interesting after he got Borged. That didn't last long. The alien concept is kind of interesting. How do you fight something that's pure energy? The alien's motivation is simple enough, but honest. It wants to survive. Everton's motivations start off about money, but he plainly loses his mind when he allies himself with the aliens, knowing what it does with people. Donald Sutherland degenerates into a mustache-twirling villain with poor drives and a consistently decreasing depth. Even his demise is anticlimactic. It probably could have gone on longer. Sutherland didn't want to wear the makeup more than a day. That's his real chest, by the way. I will praise the practical effects. The movie features impressive miniatures, robotics, practical effects, and creature makeup. I especially appreciate the robots created by the alien, derivative as they are. Still pretty gory and edgy, and they still leave quite an impression. But the focus on visuals seem to come before storytelling and character building. Plot is formulaic, derivative. The script is filled with cliches and familiar elements that remind me of other movies. Star Trek, Alien, Moontrap, Ghost Ship, Event Horizon, The Thing, and even Poltergeist of all movies. Not even Jamie Lee Curtis could salvage this. See what I did there? Virus is a forgettable movie. Once the imagery of the fleshy robots fades from your mind, all that's left is flat dialogue, bland characters, and a story seemingly cobbled together from multiple better movies. Virus is 2Bs. A movie needs more than visual effects to make an audience care. For a science fiction space monster movie with blood and guts and robots, it's surprisingly dull. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, the bell, the usual YouTube stuff. This is theNewBee, and I'll see you later, kids. Toodles.